Hello, I'm going to show you how to sculpt a figure with polymer clay, well how I do it anyway. So you start with a drawing. Normally I just work from my mind, but just to give you guys a sort of idea of what the figure's going to look like. Next I made an armature drawing. It's basically so I can just measure out the proportions of the armature wire. So we use aluminium wire and a pair of pliers. You can get this sort of stuff from craft shops. And the next is just to bend it into shape. So if you follow the lines of your drawing, you can come up with a nice little skeleton ready to add your clay. So once he's done, we start fleshing him out with kitchen foil. And the reason for this is A, it keeps your figure nice and lightweight. B, it saves you a lot of money in clay. And C, it also helps to bake the clay from the inside. So you keep fleshing this out until you kind of want to make it thinner than your character's going to be to allow for the clay. So this is kind of looking alright. The next thing now is we want to pose him to make sure he's able to stand once we start putting clay on. So just keep bending until you find get the pose you want, or find a good centre of balance. I mean, this has got a good centre of balance now. It still doesn't stand on its own, but once we put clay on the feet and legs, it will. I don't bother fleshing out the arms. They're quite thin, so there's not really much point. It just goes straight on with the clay. So I use this polymer clay, a variety of sculpting tools. You can either make your own,
bake in the oven,
or you can buy them.
And some sculpting tools, you can make your own, but these ones,
I find these ones with the ball on the end particularly helpful. I think you can get a set for under a tenner on eBay. But there's various sizes of ball and they are really helpful.
Start adding clay and fleshing this clay out.
So we start fleshing the character out now. Basically we want all the foil covered in clay. I think at this stage don't be too concerned about detail, because we'll work on that after. So you can see now most of his body's covered in clay. It doesn't look like great at the moment because I've not really worked on any of the muscle shape or anything, but you can see he's slowly transforming. So I'm going to do their head in a separate piece, and probably a majority of the arms in a separate piece. Now it's just a matter of adding detail. As you can see here, I've worked on the detail, given him some ribs. It's just a matter of working the detail now and getting it a bit more crisp. You can see I've added this sort of veiny thing to his back. Pretty simple really, just to keep adding pieces or taking pieces away. So just adding some more veins here. So you can see I've worked on the legs a bit better here. Gave them a bit more, a few more veins and whatever. Feet still aren't done yet. I'll do them once I've stood him in the tray I'm going to bake him with. We're going to work on the arms next, I think. So I've decided just to do the biceps, so I'm going to do the forearms and the hands all in one piece and then just slide them onto the wire after. It just saves crushing everything I've already done. Yeah, this is how you do hands. You make a little sort of shovel shape, mark your fingers out, cut through them with your knife or scissors or whatever you're using. Pull them apart slightly and just basically keep working them until they become more tube shaped, more finger shaped. And the longer you mess about with it, the better it will be. Just be very careful not to ruin what you've already done. So you see it's already starting to look more hand-like already. Just a matter of adding the foam and the rest of the forearm. So we've added this forearm and hand to the body. It's slightly oversized, but who cares? It's not meant to look like anyone. So what the hell? So now we're working on the other hand for the other side. So as you can see, he has both of his hands now, and he's ready to be. He's ready to be stood in a position where I can bake him. Maybe to pick out a bit more detail. Here he is in his tray. I've stood him in this tray because that's where I'm going to bake him in the oven. It's easier than moving him, last thing. And I can kind of sculpt the feet while he's stood there. It doesn't matter about the undersides because I want them to be really smooth anyway to help him stand. So here he is, body, arms, torso, feet. It's time to work on the head now. Again, we use silver foil, this time just a small piece, just to make the basic skull of the head. And as with the body, flesh it out with clay until we're happy. I'm not giving this character a face, the character is actually wearing a mask, so I'm just going to do the back of the head and the neck and attach the mask separately. So you see here he is, blank face, just the mask to go now. So we put him to one side. So it's time to work on the mask. I have these fake pearl beads and they are absolutely brilliant for eyeballs. You can paint them after. You can make your eyeballs out of polymer clay, but I find they don't have a smoother surface as some sort of plastic bead or glass bead. So again, it's just a matter of working on the detail till you're happy. So yeah, this is the finished guy with his mask attached, and he's now ready for baking. So bake at 130 degrees for 30 minutes. Give it a 5 or 10 minutes after it's baked to cool. It's not perfect, the proportions are a bit out and it's a bit weird, but who cares? I've had fun.
Straight out of the oven, a bit more.
So here he is out the oven, nice and baked, just ready for painting.
130 degrees for 30 minutes.
I hope you've enjoyed watching it and hope it inspires you to do your own stuff. There you go.
Now really.
Nice and hard, rock solid, ready for painting and displaying. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
And here's the finished painted guy. Thanks for watching.